Alright, what's up everyone? To watch this video here for Monday, August 26th, showing you the SPYs where I always start. Nasty candle, down pretty close to some recent support. We'll see what happens on Monday. Certainly headline risk on both sides, but I feel like there's a little bit more headline risk toward the downside right now. So we'll see. The beauty of day trading, I'm in cash every night. I start every day with a watch list, right, that I put out in these videos, and then I add to that watch list morning gappers, and then I wait for an A+ intraday setup on one of those, or two of those, or three of those stocks. And then I take a trade, and by the end of the day, I'm back out. I actually had a nice green day without shorting on Friday. Only took longs, had a nice green day. So there's always something to trade. Keep in mind, for those of you in our chat room or who have taken our course, we've got, what, 9 or 10 A+ setups that we teach, right? There's almost always something forming one of those setups, even in an ugly tape, right? So something to think about. That's why I day trade, and that's why I don't hold overnight, and that's why I sleep better at night. So anyway, ugly day on Friday. We'll see what happens on Monday. There's going to be plenty of opportunity this week. Quick note that a week from tomorrow is Labor Day, right? So it's going to be a market holiday. So could have some dead volume by the end of the week, but still, there's been dead volume for a lot of August. But you see with recent overall world events, and I don't know how to word it, but there can still be some volatility and some nice trades to be had, and some nice market movement can be sparked by just a tweet, as we all know. So anyway, DKS had a nice gap up right around to the 200-day. Let's see, that would have been on Thursday. Popped a little bit, fell apart again, and now is back down near some nice support. And that was the gap up was on earnings. So this is, to me, especially with any kind of market strength or market stopping falling, that's a terrible way to put it, but anyway, is a good candidate for a bounce on Monday. All right, CETX is a weird chart. It's a weird chart, but he had almost 40 million shares, what, 4 sessions ago, and it went up to 330. You had one of those topping tails, shooting star looking candles, and then the next day sold off. And usually when a chart looks like this, you figure you've got all these bag holders, it's not even worth watching. And then all of a sudden the next day kind of gapped up. And it's been, it was an ugly day on Friday, but you've got 2 more down days. Maybe it's putting in a higher low here. This is a weird chart. This isn't a chart that normally would catch my attention, but because 4 days ago it traded over 40 million shares and it hasn't completely rolled over, I think it's a good candidate for a turn back up this week. We'll see, right? NVAX had this really nice 3-day move, and now it's kind of chopping sideways, bleeding a little bit lower on lower volume, again, in market weakness. That's also a good candidate to turn back up, in my opinion, with any kind of market strength. CM, just another red day on even lower volume after that big pop. Really good candidate for a turn back up. Disney had a big ugly day on Friday. I drew a line here. It bounced nicely off this kind of 130.50 level here, and then again here, and again here, and it got there in a hurry on Friday. You can kind of see the downside shape at the end of the day. So, that was 5-minute candles there. We'll see. I think it's a decent candidate. I don't know. It's down to support. Keep in mind, all of these ideas are kind of dependent on some kind of decent market support showing up, right? Amazon, AMZN, a couple red days down into, and actually pierced and closed below the 200-day. Last time it pierced the 200-day, had a really ugly day, but then that was the lows, and they started buying it right back up. So I don't know. That's another one I want to watch. I actually traded that on Friday for a decent little trade. So FFHL, one of those crazy strong stocks, just like we're going to watch that one, just like NETE was the other day. So NETE also goes on watch. You had the big day and then kind of a lower volume day that still held up pretty well, right? In that ugly market, it still closed above the midway point of the big day, right, on Thursday. So we're going to watch that one too. WKHS, Workhorse, had a nice pop, and really had a nice pop, 3 sessions ago, and really relative strength since then when you look at the overall market. So it's kind of in a flag pattern. ENDP, another relative strength stock. Nothing real pretty here, but it had big volume. Let's see, this would have been Tuesday. Then Wednesday, Thursday, a couple days lower, and actually a green day on Friday in a weak tape for the overall market. So that's a potential long, depending on if we get an A+ setup. And then VVUS, worth noting, it didn't even trade 200,000 shares on Friday, but it had this gap up on, let's see, it would have been Tuesday, and held up pretty well, and great relative strength. Kind of becomes interesting over this 440 high, right, from Tuesday. It's held up really well. Keep in mind it's a thinner stock. So anyway, in addition to these, we're going to add some gappers in the morning as well, and hopefully we'll find a couple A+ setups and make some more money on Monday.